So if you haven't been following along with the Laurie Shaver trial, you should really go check it out. It is crazy. Some of the things that have come out during the trial have just been maddening, and it really took a large twist in it. So Lauri Shaver was accused of killing her husband all the way back in 2015. Friends and family for years kept trying to get a hold of her husband, and they would get phone texts back saying to either leave him alone or he needs space. And yeah, this continued for almost 3 years until finally a friend called the police and asked for a wellness check. They would discover that there was no trace of him. Laurie had lied and said that he went off visiting his mom, who at the time was very ill, and they checked with family, and that never happened. So the case began to take off in trying to find out what happened to him. Was Laurie involved? And did their 2 kids know anything? At the time, their oldest child was their 7-year-old daughter. And really, they didn't say much to the police. They just said he had gone away and they hadn't seen him. After she allowed the police to search her house for any clues, they then said that they wanted to go through her property outside. That's when she lawyered up. So they knew something was going on immediately. Once they were finally able to receive an order that would grant them search of her property, they found that there was a very shoddily done concrete patio by a fire pit. And so much so that there was one layer of it, and she ended up doing a second layer. So it just looked wrong. It wasn't aligned, it was off balance, it was just done poorly. And that was very suspicious. They ended up digging there, and that is where they found Michael Shaver's body. Laurie would end up being arrested, but she was able to bond out. So since 2018, she's been out of jail living at home. At first, with her lawyer, they had said that her 7-year-old daughter shot and killed him. And that's why Laurie didn't come forward to protect her daughter. But then, literally days before the trial started, she changed her tune and said that her ex-lover shot and killed Michael. The trial began, and her ex, Jeremy, did take the stand. And he said he had absolutely nothing to do with it. In fact, up until that point, he had never seen Michael. He didn't know Michael. They weren't people that they ever ran into. So he literally had no information about Michael at all.
At any point, did you arrive at the Shaver residence or any other place where Michael Shaver had been shot?
No.
At any point, were you involved with any sort of altercation with Michael Shaver?
No.
At any point, did you shoot or injure Michael Shaver?
No.
At any point, were you involved with disposing of the body of Michael Shaver?
No.
And after the affair was exposed, what happened with your relationship with Laurie?
I cut it off.
Nothing further, Justin.
Thank you.
But then the twist came when her daughter, who's now in middle school, took the stand. She told the courtroom that she, in fact, did kill her dad. She said that she witnessed him hurting her mom and that she was afraid that he was going to kill her. So she shot him.
He put his foot on the side of her face and pushed it into the ground, and I didn't hear her anymore. And so I went to my mom's room, and I went at her end table, and I grabbed her gun, and I went back out, and I went to the door. The door was already open, and he had my mom on the ground still holding her to the ground, still kicking her, and I shot him.
She ended up talking about how close her and her mom were, that they were best friends, and that she would do anything for her. And I got red flags just from that. You know, what are the odds that a 7-year-old knew to go get a gun, could fire a gun, and then there she is saying she would do anything for her mom? Well, maybe they were thinking that since she was a child, she wouldn't get in trouble for it, or at least not a lifetime sentence, and that Laurie would. So was this something that they planned? Jury went out for deliberations last week, and I thought the jury would come back with a verdict after maybe a day or two, but they ended up doing a late night verdict, which was very surprising, and they found Laurie guilty of murder.
Verdict as to count 1. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the charge. The defendant is guilty of second-degree murder. Was the defendant in actual possession of a firearm? Yes. Did the defendant discharge a firearm? Yes. Did the discharge cause great bodily harm? Yes. So say we all, dated this 13th day of September 2024, Mercy Langley, foreperson.
They must have felt the same red flags about the daughter saying those comments and the fact that Laurie had hid and covered this up for so long that there could be no mistake. She had to be the one that killed Michael Shaver. Her sentencing is towards the end of November, so we have a while to go. It will be interesting to see what their family members say on their social media accounts as to how they feel and if they got justice.